This scam alert comes straight out of Hollywood and includes celebrities like Giovanni Ribisi and Peter Coyote, rich businessmen, and it stars con artist Reed Slatkin. For 2 decades, he produced and directed the biggest Ponzi scheme since Ponzi himself. You see, Slatkin was stealing money from movie stars who relied on him for investment advice. And just like Ponzi, Slatkin stole money from his new investors and used some of that to pay returns to investors he'd scammed earlier.
He was a guru to people. We think about $600 million went through Reed's hands in terms of money he got from people and gave to other people or money he spent.
And the stories of what he did to people are just horrific.
It's the slow reveal horror flick where everything looked wonderful and the outside was great and there were all these famous and near famous people involved making a lot of money.
The story goes that Slatkin used his clout within the Church of Scientology to con fellow members who thought he was investing in stocks and real estate. He was an ordained minister in the church and a cousin of Scientologist Mimi Rogers, the first wife of Tom Cruise. In 1994, Reed got lucky helping launch a young Scientologist's internet business called Earthlink. His stock value topped $100 million, and he sat on the company's board of directors. Slatkin used that clout to secretly scam hundreds of millions more.
The fact that the only way they could get to Reed is to be introduced to him gave him that, aura of sophistication and of exclusivity.
You would not think that someone like that was stealing your money. He called it the Reed Slatkin Investment Club, and he said, "I will do this as your friend."
And then you signed letters that said, "I'm investing this as a friend."
While the Slatkins lived in luxury, Reed flew friends like Tony in his private jet. He also used celebrity connections, had an ex-con and ex-Grateful Dead manager covering for him, and staged his former Santa Barbara home as a command center for his real and phony investments and phony profit statements.
He had an impressive operation. Every kind of sophisticated computer program, faxes coming and going.
Part of his aura was that he always beat the market, and I don't think anyone always beats the market.
Reed also cheated fellow Scientologist and actor Jeffrey Tambor, star of the Grinch Who Stole Christmas movie. But he took $10 million from one man on his deathbed, stole a $2 million settlement from a paraplegic, and on until he swiped $15 million from businessman John Poitras, who then called in the feds.
I think he was a predator. I mean, in my view, he was a predator.
Every single thing he did in his life, he lied.
To prevent a scam sequel, be careful listening to advice from friends and only hire an investment advisor who's registered. Check with your own state regulator to find out about any advisor's background before you give them access to your money. Now, Slatkin pled guilty to fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering, and 3 groups affiliated with the Church of Scientology agreed to return $3.5 million they received from the pyramid scheme to the investors.